Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Rich Latta here, back with another video. The WNBA 2025 draft ratings are in, and I thought we'd take a look at them here on the channel. They delivered the second highest draft of all time. So let's take a look right here. And, you know, it's interesting how this is framed. So let's take a look at it. The 2025 WNBA Draft on ESPN delivered the second most viewed WNBA draft ever, averaging 1.25 million viewers, a 1.46 million peak, the most viewed across all TV among men 18 to 34, men 18 to 49, and persons 18 through 34. Top cable program among men 25 to 54, persons 18 to 49, and persons 25 to 54. Second most viewed draft of all time. And as I mentioned, some of this stuff, and they even give us a little tidbit. It's up 119% from 2023. Now, that's really cool. One little problem, though. Let's take a look. You see, they talk about it being the second most viewed draft of all time. They even just put 2023 on there for whatever reason. I don't know anything that particularly happened in 2023 that was notable, special. I wonder what number one was. Wait a second. I'm actually getting an interruption here. Hold on one second. There it is, the 2024 WNBA Draft. Oh, okay, it all makes sense now. This is another of their games that they are trying to play. The non-acknowledgement of 2024, because then they would have to start dishing out credit, and we wouldn't want to have any of that happen, would we? It's amazing. I continue to see these comparisons about the growth, and if they want to skip 2024, I don't even mind that they skip it. Just tell us why. Just tell us why you're skipping 2024. And if they can do that, you know, I feel like it's a lot more fair on our behalf. You know, people that are like, hey, what's the deal with you comparing it to numbers that don't make sense? Why don't they just pull numbers out of a random time machine? How about we compare them to 2007, you know? How about we compare them to 2001? Continuing to downplay 2024 and what came from 2024 and who led 2024 is a part of this dumb non-acknowledgement of very obvious things. And when they do these things, I'll bring the graphic back up. They do these things. This just makes you, by default, want to ask what was the top viewed WNBA draft of all time. All they have to do is kind of present the numbers rather than stop trying to frame it as some kind of victory and everything like that. You know, it is what it is. They were fine. No, number two is nothing to sneeze at. They were down 50% from last year. Now, is it fair to compare to last year? I don't know. That's up to you. Whatever your agenda is. You know, you have to ask why or why not you would want the numbers from 2024 compared to 2023. You would have to ask if comparing the numbers this year versus last year would make you feel bad or not. And if you do feel bad, why do you feel bad? Who is making you feel bad? There's a lot of star power in 2024, led obviously by Caitlin Clark. But Angel Reese was in it too. And then Cam Brink. And they were coming off a much bigger college basketball season, a much bigger national championship game, even though it wasn't all blue bloods in there. Everything seems to line up about 50% of the interest compared to 2024. At least, you know, when you look at the national championship game, now the draft, I think what we're going to be seeing here is a slight increase to the baseline, as I've talked about on a lot of these shows. And then the other side, it's almost like a Google Trends chart. Yeah, there's a nice little incline on one level, but up here is where the big dogs play. That's where the Indiana Fever is going to be at. That's where Caitlin Clark is going to be at, especially when it comes to the numbers or attendance, ratings, any of that stuff. and it was a good night. It was a fun show. I watched it. And I think that the tone around it was amazing, how they just expect every single player now to just come in and, do their thing and no resistance. It's pretty funny. But just when you look at those raw numbers, I'm just kind of interested in why they're covering it this way. Why the routine non-acknowledgement? This isn't the first time that I've seen this non-acknowledgement in 2024. And I pose a question to you guys. What do they hope to achieve by skipping 2024? Is it just a simple reframing of the numbers to make it look like a success? Is it to not acknowledge what, was going on? Is it to avoid saying the name Caitlin Clark? Like she's, you're not allowed to say the name. Like she's the boogeyman, apparently. She'll just appear. She's Bloody Mary. Do we have to say her name, 3 times? Matter of fact, turn that light out there. And shoot, I would turn off those other ones, but it would require more. Do I have to say her name in the dark 5 times and she appears? Is this what's going on here? I don't know, man. I think it's kind of transparent, and it really just invites more questions. Maybe they could get somebody in these departments. And this is a PR page, an ESPN PR page that did that. So PR is, they're around to make whatever the entity is look good. Obviously, they're not going to say, yeah, we're down 50%. I don't expect them to lead with that, right? But if they're going to call it the second most watched one, I would think mentioning that 2024 was ranked first, they could even not put the number. Like, as far as like, whatever. They can write it 100 different ways. But the way they wrote it left it up for a lot of interpretation that I'm now interpreting and I'm asking questions about. And I'm sure you guys are asking questions about. So, what do you guys think the reason was? Anyway, my name is Rich Latta. I'm up out of here. I'll holla at y'all next time. Peace. One lifetime.